7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
All right, welcome into another edition of the Vegas Squares podcast. We are making our NFL picks this week in our Picks and Chatter edition. It is week number, I don't know, what number are we on here?
14.
14. You are correct. And before we dive into week 14, we've got a couple of things going on. First, we want to thank the sponsors, 12 Ounce Sports Radio, VGK Pop Sockets, and ChaiPoker.com. I got a full studio in-house. We've got Spike on mic 1, who gets his 1 hour of being immature a week, according to his wife. And he plans to spend the entire 60 minutes doing that right now. On the other side, we've got Token Tony, Felipe, Shitstain, Timmy Ho. What do we call him? What's his new name of the week?
We got to think of something. I'm sure something will pop up. He'll fuck
he'll
up
say
a pick.
something.
Yeah. And we'll harp on it till no end.
What's up, Token Tony?
I was going to give another agreeing when I first started, but I don't want another nickname as of now. So
Let's go, Nick. Name? Come on. What are you going to say?
I was going to say howdy, y'all. Rodeo's in town.
All right.
Oh, no. Oh, the NFR. Fuck.
That's right. It is in town.
Yeah.
You know what that brings? That brings fish.
And revenue.
It's true. Revenue is also, but it brings fish. You're of the three of us, the most avid poker player, Spike. Have you got out to slay some cowboys in the cash games this weekend?
No, but I'm actually planning on going after recording this tonight, so we'll see how that goes. But no, I got a final paper that's due Thursday night, so I was working on that a little bit last night and today.
Right on, right on. All right, also in studio we have the producer who has come back graciously because she would like to gloat about her bold prediction she made last week. Spike, remind the listeners of that bold prediction.
So, she had the bold prediction that at some point during the Monday night game, we would see Mark Sanchez complete a pass.
Hallelujah!
You've had 5 days, and that's what you came up with.
I'm sure I could have came up with something worse, though.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know I'm in utter shock still.
As is Colt McCoy, I would assume.
Yeah, imagine. You know what? Over under a week and a half till Mark breaks his leg, too.
Ooh.
Over!
Yeah,
He might break his nose first.
I'll tell you what, producer Desiree, are you ready to make a bold bet?
What do you got for me?
I say, if you're so confident in Mr. Sanchez, I say you put up $5 that he leads the team to the playoffs or not.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
No faith.
No
We're
faith.
not going to the playoffs.
he can't get there with his glutes.
Although he can recover fumbles with his glutes. I don't know if you guys saw that one. Now he's the butt fumble for two different reasons. Did you see that one?
I did not.
He
but
rolled
yeah.
over and clenched him.
Oh, God.
And actually recovered a fumble. So, needless to say, I guess Mark Sanchez versus Eli Manning coming up this week is a blast from a terrible past I don't want to revisit. All right, well, rounding out the studio, we have someone to keep Spike in check this week. He's actually been immature. This is his hour of immaturity, but he's actually straightened up. He's wearing a suit in the studio as well. So,
And a noose.
Yeah, but it's kind of
noose.
what is it, the Dumb and Dumber suit?
yeah, it is.
Oh, don't give him too much credit.
That voice you hear is Spike's wife, Emily.
Hello.
Oh, closer to the mic, ma'am.
Hello.
There we go. We want to hear your voice. Spike says it's
The
nice.
listeners wanted to listen to some people besides.
Yeah, all those
Our
listeners,
shit show.
all those listener are waiting on bated breath to hear what Spike's wife sounds
The
like.
Canadian listener.
Yeah, only guy who's ever interacted with the show on Twitter that said he listened to the show. Some guy sitting in a sports book in Atlantic City, like week 2 of the college football season.
Yeah, and decided to fade our asses.
Yeah, he's like, "You guys picked Tennessee." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm feeling it." They got beat by like 40 that week. Nevertheless, once again, this is our Picks and Chatter NFL Edition podcast. We are all in studio here, ready to make some NFL picks. And our guest picker, Emily, is going to give us hers as well. The condition on Emily's picks is we have to beat her. And last week, Desiree, the producer, made picks. Spike, you and I were successful in beating her.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Felipe, that's a different story.
And we did pretty easily. I mean, you squeaked out the victory at 2-1, with Desiree getting the extra point for that bold prediction of Mr. Sanchez coming in and completing the pass. I had a much easier week, as we will see when we do the full recap.
You just want to do that now?
Yeah, may as well, because there's absolutely nothing else between then and... so anyway, last week, our good friend Token Felipe put up a -1.
Stoink.
Aaron, you had 2 points. I had 9 big points for the week.
How many did you have?
9!
What? Ever.
Bringing our totals for the season thus far, I am still in last place with 28 points. Aaron, you have 32. And Felipe Fuck Off, or whatever his name is currently in the lead at 33 points.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like Mexican-Russian. Felipe Fuck Off.
Yeah, it does.
That's it. In Russia, pick fades you. All right, it is week 14. We've got some stud matchup. We've got some dud matchups. We've got the rematch of week 1 when Tampa Bay annihilated New Orleans. New Orleans, of course, went on to have, a 10-game winning streak after that. Green Bay and Atlanta. You got the Giants and Redskins, which would have been good 10 years ago. What's the matchup, non-betting-wise, Felipe, that you're looking most forward to this week?
I am definitely looking for the matchup between the Rams and the Bears, for sure. I think that's probably the game of the week, if not up there for sure for most people. So,
Spike, what game are you looking forward to, non-betting-wise, this week?
I think just human interest story is Indy and Houston. A good divisional matchup, being able to see if Andrew Luck can actually keep up with a decent defense in Houston, and seeing what Houston can do. They are on a goddamn roll like you wouldn't believe, and I think they can win out for the rest of the season. Indy's probably the toughest test they have from here on out.
And it would also eliminate Indy if they lost from winning the AFC South. So it's almost a do-or-die game for Indianapolis. I don't think in the AFC they can afford to go 6-7 at this point. So.
No, God, no.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm most interested to see the Kansas City-Baltimore game, just to see what Lamar Jackson can do, because obviously we know about Kansas City's defense, or lack thereof, but Lamar Jackson's probably going to have to put up a 50-burger this week if he wants to win the game. So.
Oh, yeah, and this is for a quarterback that hasn't thrown for more than, 160 yards or whatever his first win was?
I think he's combined in his 3 games probably under 400. I don't know that for a fact, but I'd
Pretty
be willing
close
to make
to
a
it, yeah.
strong guesstimate that he would be.
Yeah.
Emily, you like football, correct?
I mean, I like the Patriots. That's pretty much the extent of it.
Cool. All right, hold on. Crash course. My microphones are cheap. You got to eat them.
Okay,
There we go.
Hey!
this is very uncomfortable for me.
How about now?
So much worse.
Altogether,
What have I
Lamar's
gotten
thrown for
into?
540 yards total.
540 for Lamar?
Yeah, that's under.
Wow.
What did I say? Under 600?
You said under 400.
Under 400. Wow. Okay.
But I mean, that's still
That's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
bad for, what is it, 3 games, 4 games?
3. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 125,
180 a
178,
game?
and 150.
So he's averaging 180 a game.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. So, all right. Well, it is picks time. So let's get down to business. Before we make our picks, Spike is going to overview how this goes, our season-long bet.
Yes, so for every game played on a Sunday or a Monday, we are picking one side of the game, whether it be against the spread, a money line, or a total, and we are required to pick at least one of each. You get 1 point if you get it right, you lose a point if you get it wrong. You are allowed a blind bet, which is 2 points for right, 0 points for your wrong. And that's for a game that you have absolutely no idea what's going to happen, and I already have mine locked in for this week because, God almighty, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this game.
All I know is that first time we did the blind bet, you actually texted me, could you make all of them your blind bets? Because you're terrible.
That is true.
You're a
And
terrible prognosticator.
I for about the first 10 weeks, I was fucking rotten at this contest. You also get a lock of the week. That is 3 points if you get it right, -3 if you get it wrong. That's the game that you are most sure about, obviously. We started just a couple of weeks ago putting restrictions. You can only pick one favorite on the money line. And if you take a money line dog that is plus 150 or better, you do get the extra point.
Got it, Emily?
Yes.
Feeling good?
I don't think you understand how many hours we've spent talking about the rules this week.
Oh, okay.
I have a very long email about it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you use PowerPoint?
It was.
I
very
actually
close.
should have, yeah. No.
That might have helped. Yeah.
No, so Emily knows football. Like we've been doing the one of the free contests here in Las Vegas, but that's just picking winners. You don't have to worry about spread. You don't have to worry about money lines or anything like that. You're just straight up picking winners. So having to explain the way that sports betting works and the way that you're going against the spread or the money line and things like that, that kind of stuff, I can fully understand how somebody can get lost in the muck on that one.
I would say
absolutely.
every new sports bet. It confused me for a little bit, too, when the first time I was ever...
Especially with pluses and minuses and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. So, as William Hill logs me out of the thing, I'm going to re-enter that. And we're going to start with our picks this week. We're going to start with Sanchez. He's at home taking on Eli Manning in the battle of All Madden 2008. Washington and the Giants. Washington at 6-6 this point, coming off that loss to Philly on Monday night. They are in dire straits mode. They've got to win to keep pace with Dallas and or Philadelphia. Philadelphia happens to beat Dallas this week as well. Adrian Peterson and Mark Sanchez in the same backfield. You can't write that stuff.
No, absolutely not.
Nevertheless, Washington opened up as a 1-point home favorite. That has slid 4 points to a Washington 3-point home dog.
Well, to be fair, that line opened before the Colt McCoy injury.
Also true. But nevertheless, I just report the movement, sir, so calm your tits. The total right now is 40.5. Let's see if we've got... I don't imagine we would have a plus 150 money line in this spot based on a 3-point. Yeah, plus 135 for the Redskins. So, with that being said, our guest picker will make the first pick of every game. So, Emily?
I am going with the Giants at -3.
All right. She likes Eli. She's got a...
No, no.
No?
Let's not go that far.
She likes Barkley.
Let's just say I'm a little bit more comfortable with the Giants, but only by 2%.
Did you know, Emily, that Mark Sanchez and Eli Manning have the same number of championship game appearances? Not Super Bowls.
I did not know that.
All right, food for thought. Hey, Dirtface, you're up.
There's the new nickname.
Stanley's like, is that me?
This one, I don't like either side. I like the total in this one. I think it's too low. I believe the Giants will probably win this game, but I think Washington's going to keep it pretty close, trying to compete for the playoffs / win the division. And I believe they're going to score more than 40.5. So.
Are you going to be total Tony this week? Like, you had like 6 of them last week.
I might be pretty close to that, yeah.
So is that going to be your nickname this week, Total Tony?
I thought it was Dirtface.
Well, Dirtface is a good one, too. Dirtface or Total Tony?
I mean, it's a little early to say total Tony because we've only taken one game. He did take the total on it.
Well, he took like 6 of them last week, and the trend may continue.
All
right, so he's
over under 5.5 totals this week.
I was gonna say I'll start calling him total.
-1 last week.
Emily's nickname is Needles. All right, so
I dig it.
Dirtface goes with the total. I'm going to take the 3 points. I'm going to take a home dog here. I'm going to say Sanchez, open up the playbook a little bit for Mark, rely a little bit more on the Adrian Peterson, Chris Thompson experience because Chris Thompson is back, and last week was his first game back. They really didn't get a chance to really open up for him because they got down. So I'm going to take Washington plus the 3 because the money line, I actually believe they'll win. The money line's not juicy enough for me to jump on the extra bonus point. So give me the Skins plus the points.
Fair enough. I'm actually agreeing with the wife on this one. I'm going Giants -3, and that is I think the Sanchez coming into the first game didn't allow for enough preparation from whoever they were playing, Philadelphia or whatever it was. So I think now the Giants will be able to watch tape. They know what they're getting into. They're going to know how to stop him. Plus, I think right now Eli's on kind of a tear. He's playing for his job. They're not really in the hunt for anything except saving face, and I think Eli is trying not to go out with a whimper. I'm taking the Giants -3. I think they can actually win this game by a significant margin, but I'm not going to use my usual Giants by whatever because I'm not that confident, but I am taking the Giants.
All right, fair enough. All right, moving on, we have Atlanta at Green Bay. We have the Joe Philbin regime now taking over on an interim basis as Mike McCarthy has left the building. Speaking of that, I thought it was a classy move, and you don't see this very often, especially in sports. I can't imagine in the business world you do either. A manager getting fired and being allowed to come back and kind of say that final goodbye to his team. I mean, after 13 years... I mean, a lot of times you see, fired. Look at Gerard Gallant for the Knights.
I was just going to bring that up.
He didn't even get to go on the bus. Classy move by Philbin and the Green Bay Packers staff, because at the same time, I don't know what was said in that locker room, but I feel like every single 52 of the 53 players probably had nice things to say about Mike McCarthy.
I think you're right. I mean, they were... obviously not winning or not competing for a Super Bowl every year, although they were close. They were winning enough that I think people felt like he was
11 playoff years in 13. That's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's not bad at all. I think he was good enough that people were upset to see him go, but everybody understands that this is a business.
Yeah, no, I don't think he doubts that either. I thought he maybe, in his mind, would have been able to finish the season, but this just gives him a head start on updating his resume and maybe taking a job that's available that other people would have to wait until after their seasons. So,
yeah.
Emily, Green Bay is 4.5-point favorites. The total is 51, and Atlanta.
I got plus 175 on.
I got plus 185 here. So they are available for the bonus point if you take the dog on the money line.
So I'm going to go Atlanta with the money line on that.
Oh,
yeah, she is going for it.
Got bigger balls than the three of us.
Well, I feel like with so much instability in the locker room with the kind of the new things, either they're going to go just balls to the wall or they're going to crumble. So I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Right on. Derp.
Anybody else want to take?
Oh, God.
You want to take push 51.
I'm going to take the total. I'm going to take the under in this game. I don't see either team putting up monster points.
I'll give you 5 points if you take the push.
Ooh.
No. I like the under too much.
I was going to try to offer like an alternate total or something. All right, so you got under 51?
Yeah, I'm saying like a 24-21 kind of game, something around there.
Fair enough. I believe at this point now that Mike McCarthy's out the door, it is Aaron Rodgers prove it for the rest of the year and for the rest of his career, because, like I said, AR-12 is effectively the reason that not only one coach got fired this week, 2 coaches on the Packers staff got fired this week. The linebacker coach got fired for basically saying everybody in this locker room, including number 12, have to be held to a Super Bowl caliber standard. And apparently somebody in the Green Bay front office said, you're out.
Bye. You are the weakest link.
So I guess we're going to be coddling Aaron Rodgers for the rest of his career at this point. Nevertheless, 4.5 points, I believe, at home. Again, I'm going to give Green Bay another shot here because I'm hoping that losing to the Cardinals was a fluke. So I will lay the 4.5 points with Green Bay, and I think they win this game by double digits. I think Atlanta's just checked out this year.
Alternate spread?
No, I didn't say Atlanta or Green Bay by whatever.
No.
Oh,
I have a by whatever, but I'm not sure if I want to do it.
okay. I was going to say 9.5 and be 3R1.
No. Not doing that.
Oh,
I was willing to take that. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah, not for 3 points. I'm not giving you that.
Yeah, I would want it for 10.
No.
I'm just kidding.
10 or -8.
Oh, fuck off. I'm on the same side as Token Tony on this one. Under 51, I completely agree. Actually, I agree with Aaron, too. I think Atlanta has completely checked out, which means I think Green Bay can win this game big. But I think the more, the easier, not easier, but the more sensible bet for me right now is the under. I don't think either of these teams put up more than 20 points, so.
Ooh, excuse me, sorry, your pick board me.
Go. Yeah, well, that happens.
All right, let's move into the Week 1 rematch. New Orleans is now traveling to Tampa Bay, coming off of a loss to Dallas last week that threw everybody into kind of a questionable. The New Orleans Saints are receiving eyebrow raises right now because of that loss to Dallas, even though I think Dallas is a really good team, especially at home. Nevertheless, they're going to go to Tampa. Jameis Winston's on the rise a little bit. Have we reached Jameis's pinnacle? What you said? What, about a game and a half? You said?
Yeah, he usually gets a good game and a half, maybe 2. So we'll see. Maybe by the second half, that's when we start to see the Fitzmagic train rolling.
Do I smell bold prediction?
Ooh,
Nevertheless,
I don't actually have a bold prediction yet, so maybe.
New Orleans opened up at a 7.5-point road favorite. They are now 10 at this point, so we've got a double digit going on. 54.5 is the live total. You got 10-2 New Orleans versus 5-7, not mathematically eliminated Tampa Bay. Let's see, what is the Tampa Bay plus 370? So you are eligible for the bonus point if you take the dog on the money line. Emilio.
I am going with New Orleans because it would be stupid not to.
Cue Aaron taking Tampa Bay.
Challenge accepted.
Are you reading my pick?
Anytime, Felipe.
I'm going with another total on this one. Is anybody surprised? I'm going to take the over 54.5.
Push. You take the push on 54.5, I'll give you 100 points.
Negative Ghost Rider.
So you're going to over 54.5?
Over 54.5. I believe Tampa Bay puts up probably about 21, but the Saints probably put up 35-ish. So I do like the Saints to cover.
Gets there by half a point. Living on the edge there.
Point and a half.
Pretty sure
35-21.
Oh, 35-21. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Math is hard.
Yes.
I'm going Tampa.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I was going Tampa before I was called stupid.
I
I
figured
didn't
that
call
was
you
your pick.
stupid. I just said your actions were stupid.
No. Oh, we're gonna play that game.
Bam. Lawyered.
You're not racist. You're acting like a racist. Yeah, I think Tampa Bay keeps it close at home. I think the Jameis train. I think Jameis is a starter for the rest of the year. And I've talked a lot of shit about him this year, and I've been high on Fitzpatrick, and I'm eating crow for that one, and I'm okay with that because I don't think either of them are going to be the quarterback next year, no matter what. So give me the Bucs plus 10. New Orleans always has trouble going into Tampa, much more so than playing at home versus Tampa, and they got beat. So I'm not calling for the upset here, even though 370 would be nice. I might sprinkle a little bit on that myself. For a personal bet, but I like the Jameis Winstons. I got a bold prediction in this game as well, too.
All right. This is one of my favorite types of games where all of us have taken a different side. I am fading Token on the total. I am going under the 45.5. We've seen it too many times.
45.5.
Or 44.5. 54.5. Jesus Christ. 54.5 under.
I'll give you under 45.5 for 5 points.
Absolutely not. We've seen too many times.
Emily, did you marry a girl? I mean, sounds like you married a woman.
Because I don't want to give 10 points?
For 5?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not even...
Congratulations, Emily, to you and your new wife.
We'll have a very happy.
This would have been my blind bet if I didn't use it on another game. So. Anyway, I'm staying under. I think this is the kind of game that ends up being a grinder game that they don't expect to be. So I'll happily take the under on this one.
Fair enough. I'd like to see Token take the under on this next game. Baltimore and Kansas City. Total is 51 currently. Kansas City Chiefs opened up at 8.5, bet down to 6.5 at this point, the live line.
People love Lamar Jackson, apparently.
They do. It's RG3 version 2.0, even though RG3's on this team as well. Ravens are a 240 dog at this point. Like you said, Lamar Jackson has yet to lose, but he's running into an offensive steam engine in Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like I said last week on the podcast, what amazed me was no Kareem Hunt. Spencer Ware runs for 45 yards. Tyreek Hill has one catch for 30 yards, and they put up 40 points. No big fucking deal.
Yeah.
They are 10-2. I actually believe Kansas City wants the number one seed because, as they've shown going on the road against the upper echelon teams, has not worked out for them. And I know we've talked about on our last podcast, I bet I still think the Chargers may be the team to win the AFC West at this point because they got a big showdown next week. This is a must-win, in my opinion, for Kansas City, as weird as that sounds for a 10-2 team. Nevertheless, Kansas City 6.5, 51, and a plus 240 money line for the Ravens.
I'm going to go with Kansas City at 6.5. And, I think that their offense... I know that Baltimore's defense is stronger than most, but I think it'll be hard to beat Kansas City. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, this one, on the other side, I like Baltimore in this one. Everybody, I'm guessing, was probably thinking I was going to take the total in this. I do like the over, but I like Baltimore even more. Plus the 6.5, I believe. Kansas City's going to have some problems trying to stop their running backs as well as Lamar Jackson, and I believe Baltimore's going to cause some turnovers against the Kansas City offense. So,
yeah, I'm not sure what to believe because it's not like Lamar Jackson is going up against the '85 Bears or the Baltimore Ravens of 2000s. He's going up against basically a Matador defense in Kansas City. I would have said I loved the over, and I feel like, loved the under, and everybody was pounding the over, but the line has gone down. I'm trying to find where the money went because just because the line has gone down doesn't mean that public action is not pounding the over at this point. I don't like the side either way because I feel like Baltimore has the ability to keep it close, but if once you get, you make one or two mistakes and that snowball starts rolling, especially in Arrowhead with this offense in Kansas City, it could be a 3-touchdown game at that point. If I had to take a side, I'm with Emily on the 6.5, but I'm going to go under the 51. Speaking of 51, there are no more 51s in Las Vegas. It's the Aviators.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard if there was a contest about ugliest logos in all of sports, they would be up there.
Oh, God, it is fucking
really
hideous.
bad.
Really? I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, no.
Although I would like to toot my own horn a little bit. I believe it was 4 or 5 months ago. You can ask the producer. I said I think they're going to be the Aviators. So I nailed the. I had a 20% chance of getting it right. There were 5 options.
Oh, okay.
But nevertheless, I'm excited to see them, especially since they're going to be about 10 minutes down the road.
Looks pretty shitty.
Yeah, well, it's better than what I'm looking at on my right hand side here. Not you, Emily.
Oh,
Dirt face.
whoa. Okay.
Well, you are on my right. I had to make sure I clarified that.
Anyway, for this game, Kansas City, Baltimore, I may as well make a pick.
All right, go ahead, Weasley.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Chiefs. When you think about the most telling statistic in football that predicts whether or not a team is going to win the game, it's not running yards, it's not time of possession, it's passing yards. And Lamar Jackson has not shown me that he can throw for enough yards.
I thought it was yards per play. But go ahead.
Passing it. Lamar Jackson can't, I don't think, throw for enough yards to keep up with Kansas City or to even keep it close. Kansas City minus the 6.5 for me.
Right on. All right, let's move on to that AFC South battle that actually probably we were talking about recording a promo that I may have a ticket to rip up if the Indianapolis Colts lose this game. Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts. Is Houston ever going to lose again? I know you said they won't, but good Lord.
I don't think they will.
Start off 0-3 and rattle off 13 straight. That would be an impressive feat. I don't know of anybody in recent memory that's done that. I know that New England one year went 0-2 and then won 14 straight, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
I think in 2005 when they won the Super Bowl. So this would be pretty damn impressive as well. This line opened up Houston -4. It has stayed at that current number right now. The total is 50. And the Colts are eligible on the money line for a bonus point.
So I just refreshed covers. The line has moved to 4.5.
Okay, well, we can do that too.
Yep, that's what I think.
So now you're at 4.5 there, Emily.
So I'm going to pick Houston at -4.5, and this will be my blind because I have no idea what's going on.
Fair enough. Do you know who Deshaun Watson is?
Yes.
Do you know who Andrew Luck is?
I hate his face. I'm not actually kidding.
Do you know
I-
Captain Andrew Luck?
We were talking about when she was making her picks, because I was writing them down before we went on the air. She gave me her bold prediction, and her first bold prediction was every time Andrew Luck is shown on TV, he will be making a really dumb face.
I stand by it.
Yeah.
I don't need points for this. I stand by
He's
it.
the OG dirtface.
Who's the quarterback that always gets hit and is like, oh, nice hit, nice tackle, or nice sack?
That's Phillip
or whatever?
Rivers.
Is it Rivers? Already?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was Luck or Rivers, yeah.
Way to derail the conversation, though, Tony. Thank you for that.
What else am I good for?
Yeah, fair enough. Certainly not making fucking picks.
I knew
Get on with it!
All right, before you make your pick, though, I'd like
Fine.
to read Captain Andrew Luck's latest excerpt, or letter to his mother. Dearest mother, I have received your care package of herbed muskrat steaks and sparrow sauce. It has helped with my cheer since losing to the Jungle Cat men. The unit is on the move to Houston once again to battle the Texan men. We must not allow ourselves to get distracted by their clown. Steadfast, Andrew. Do you know the story about the clown?
I do not. Should I?
Maybe. It was in the news off-season a little bit. In the off-season, I listen to him on the radio because he's on when I'm on Fox Sports, when I'm driving to work. But you're familiar with Ben Maller?
Yes.
He called Deshaun Watson overrated in the off-season and said that, when he comes back, just pump the brakes because he might not be able to reproduce what he did before he went down with the ACL. And Deshaun Watson tweeted back one word: clown. So it became a whole big thing because Deshaun Watson's usually been pretty respectful of most people until that time. So, all right, 4.5, Derp. You're up.
What was the total? 50?
Fit it. Yeah.
Give me the under. I think both defenses are playing pretty well. Houston will probably limit Andrew Luck as well as the running game, and I see Houston putting up maybe 21-ish and winning this game. I'm not sure if they cover, but
We should do that next year and have 1 week where we just pick totals.
All right.
1 week where we just pick spreads.
One only spread and then only money lines 1 week?
Yeah, that's not as fun, but it's like the station contest.
Well, no, but I mean, if we still include our bonus point and it plus 150, or if we do points based on point totals.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, Indy and Houston. I say the buck stops here. Houston goes down this week. I'm taking Colts on the money line. I'm getting that bonus point. Captain Andrew Luck and his men. It's 190.
190, okay.
Captain Andrew Luck
just
and his
going
men.
for that boner bonus.
Yeah, why did you write boner bonus? What does that even mean? I saw that on your computer one time.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a bonus point, but
It sounds like boner. And
yeah,
you were immature. Got it.
He just loves alliteration.
Yeah. Also, I'm like 10 years older than all of you, and I'm the most immature out of the group. Oh, what the fuck.
I might give you a fight, but yeah, I would have to agree with that.
Are you two dueling on who's more immature?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Farting contest to proceed after the podcast.
Gross. Speaking of fading the contest, I'm also fading Token's pick here. I'm taking the over the 50. I think this is a game where the two teams are going to trade points, especially towards the end of the end of the first half into the game. And I think it's just one of those garbage time type touchdowns or field goals that gets in there and squeaks over the total. So I'm taking over 50.
Fair enough. All right. Raise your hand if at the beginning of the season you would have said Cleveland and Carolina would be a pick'em.
No.
I got about exactly as many raised hands as I believed. But that's the case. Carolina opened up at 2.5 as a favorite. Now is at pick'em for the home game in Cleveland for the Fighting Baker Mayfields against the struggling Cam Newtons. Weird spot here because Carolina is in desperation mode. They've all but seeded the NFC South at this point, barring some colossal, catastrophic collapse. Speaking of alliteration, by New Orleans. 47.5 is the total, and since they're a pick'em, there's no dog in the spot. So
I just like Cleveland.
the city, really, on purpose?
No, I just like the Browns. I like scrappiness,
Yeah, their helmet's cool too.
hence marrying that one.
That's not scrappy, that's scruffiness. That's scruffiness.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, she's going with the Brownies. What's the total? 47.5.
I'm taking the Browns, though.
Oh,
Me too.
wow. I'm fading the lot of you. Give me the Carolina, even though they fucked me over last week. But I think this is a spot where Cleveland is being overvalued based on Mayfield's performance last week. I don't think he's going to be able to repeat the 400 and some odd yards he put up. And I think the Panthers roll in this one.
Didn't they get beat last week?
They did.
Carolina?
No, Cleveland.
Got beat last week.
Yeah, but Mayfield still threw for a fucking shit ton of yards.
They were in garbage time for the whole second half.
Pretty much, yeah.
But hey, it's your pick, and we need you to fall back to your rightful single-digit throne.
Fair enough.
Or in the red.
Yeah, it'd be the red. If you finish in the red, ooh. If any one of us finish in the red, I think we should have to pay.
Ooh, or we could start with negative points for next year's game.
No, fuck that.
All right.
I like a clean slate.
Yeah, all right, then we'll pay.
What do you think? $10 if anybody finishes in the red at the
20.
end of week
20.
17? $20?
20.
And we'll put it in the
I think because we're so high.
the gas station fund because you guys all seem to come with drinks and bring me things.
I asked if anybody wanted anything. Spike's the only one that replied, so.
I wasn't complaining. I just
okay.
said you guys bring me things and you guys go to the gas station.
Yeah, that is true.
Jesus, derp. Listen. All right, so do I want to go with this extremely boring game or do I want to go with the potentially boring game that could get interesting? I don't know. Which way do I want to go? Let's go
Flip a
with
coin.
the flip a coin heads. Okay, extremely boring game. We'll go with that first. New York Jets at Buffalo Bills.
Oof.
I did say it would be an extremely boring game, but last time these two met, Buffalo hung a 40-burger on them, and now they're at home. And who's the quarterback? Josh Allen?
I have no idea anymore.
I believe it is Allen going to start this week.
That was rhetorical. I know it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen's the man, right? Are you coming around? Are you getting warm on him?
I am actually starting to warm up on it. I still think it was stupid for them to draft him as high as they did, but
Well, they probably didn't need to trade up. They probably could have got him at like 14 or wherever he was.
yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Nevertheless, I feel like there's a re-energized sense of, well, at least wanting to win a division game in the AFC East here with Buffalo. Buffalo is a 4-point favorite. Have they been a favorite this year?
I don't know. This is going to drive me fucking nuts.
It doesn't fit. But did it fall out a little bit?
Almost.
All right. Well, Spike, quit pucking around. You need to be on the keyboard there. This is Buffalo Bills are a favorite. I'm going to go out on a limb because I don't want to do research. For the first time this season, they're a favorite of 4 points. And the total is an abysmal 37.5. And let's see if the Jets get the bonus. According to William Hill, they do, plus 175.
So I'm going to take the under 37.5.
Oof. Even though last time the Bills put up 41?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I said that with a lot of confidence.
No, I mean, this game could realistically
good
be
reason.
6-3.
Absolutely, it could.
Yeah. I believe there's going to probably be a dildo thrown on the field on this one.
Well, it's only during Patriots games.
Jets are almost
Tell you
similar.
what, if you want to make that your bold prediction, I'll let you.
I am going to take the Bills in this one.
You could have basically said, Todd Bowles is a dildo.
Eh.
Would you take the Bills?
I'm taking the Bills minus the points, yes.
All right. Wow. This is a rough one. I'm trying to find out if is Darnold coming back or is it McCown? Do we know?
Darnold is probable.
So Darnold, probable basically means you're playing.
Yep.
Playing, but he might be limited.
I can't imagine they keep him on a pitch count.
Yeah, no.
If he's in, he's in.
Can I put a caveat or do I got to make a bold pick? Or I got to make a pick here?
You got to make a pick.
Yeah, fuck it. Give me the Jets plus the points.
Ooh.
Plus the 4. I said this game stays pretty close. 6-3 would definitely be a good cover.
Yeah, actually, I hate to say it, but Josh Allen has actually impressed me enough recently that I'm feeling Buffalo. I think the
Playing the
minus.
favorite.
Yeah, I think -4, especially at home. No snow, so I can't imagine they're going to get slowed down too much. I think they are going to roll in this one. I hope.
Buffalo by whatever?
No. I don't think I'm taking a whatever this week.
All right. New England at Miami. Probably a boring game that has the potential to get interesting. Ryan Tannehill's getting back into the groove of things here. And we all know the track record of Brady walking the Patriots into Miami. Sometimes it goes horribly wrong.
Yep.
They are 9-3 at this spot. I believe, like you've said every week, Belichick needs that number 1 seed. So I don't think there's going to be any bullshit. This is a strictly business trip. And even with that being said, anything's possible when the Dolphins and Patriots get together in South Florida. Patriots are an 8-point favorite. The line is 48.5 on the total. And I'm sure that there's a bet or a bonus bet here. Yeah, plus 310. So Emilio, that didn't come out right. That was weird.
Yeah,
But you're from the Pacific Northeast.
Yeah, I'm gonna go New England. Because
On the money line or on the spread? Don't forget, you can take one money line favorite.
I already took a money line.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, you took a moneyline dog. You are allowed one moneyline.
You're allowed
favorite,
unlimited money line dogs.
which I am going to override one of your picks later because you just whatever. Go
Mess it up.
Yeah, take whatever you want in this spot, but
I just want to make sure we got the pick right. So you do get to pick a favorite. So if you like New England favorite, you don't like the points, you can take it. But if you like the 8, then rock and roll.
Yeah, I'll do New England on the money line.
Right on. Felipe?
Same way, New England on the money line as well. Not as my lock of the week, though.
all right.
New England on the money line, not as his lock of the week, which means he has to take a spread or a total, lock it up.
Yeah,
Interesting. He's trying to get to those red numbers.
yeah. Unless he's taking a dog money line as a lock of the week
For a 5-point swing.
yeah,
5-point
Or-
plus, 3-point loss. That'd be interesting.
yeah, it would.
I'm taking the Dolphins. They're 5-1 against the spread at home. They always give New England fits. New England wins this game by exactly 7 points, which is good enough for a Miami 8-point cover.
As much as I fucking hate agreeing with Aaron, I agree with Aaron. I think this is Tom Brady's worst performances are always in warm weather and bad humidity. It's predicted to be about 85 with 70% humidity.
That sounds terrible.
I don't like it whatsoever, so I'm taking Miami plus the 8, but I'm taking it as my blind bet because I'm not sure. I think without Gronkowski, New England gets a little wonky in this game, but just Miami plus the 8, whatever.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on to... Wow, we still have 7 games to predict. Let's move on to San Francisco hosting Denver. Denver is a road favorite at this point, 3.5 points. The total is 45, and I'm not thinking that they get a bonus in this spot, but let me verify 100%. Plus 155.
Yeah, I believe it was enough, yeah.
So I stand corrected. You got 2-10. The Nick Mullins experience keeps rolling. Versus Case Keenum taking the Broncos in there, fresh off of some big victories, getting back in. But they did lose Emmanuel Sanders and Chris Harris both for the season, did the Broncos. So it's going to be interesting going forward for the rest of the season for the 6-6 Broncos. Emily.
I'm going to go with the Broncos at 3, plus 3.5, or minus 3.5.
Minus 3.5.
This one is my lock of the week. Denver minus the 3.5. I believe they just steamroll over the 49ers.
Wow, even with no Manny Sanders.
Yep.
Going on the road.
Absolutely. I believe their defense is playing very well right now. San Francisco is pretty banged up as well. More sides of the ball, I would say, than Denver is. And I believe...
Like all 4 sides of the ball.
Yes.
Oh, no.
All right. So I am actually fading your lock of the week. So I am actually taking the 49ers plus the 3.5 points. Actually, almost want to take the money line in this spot. But I believe your Broncos are probably good enough to squeak out a victory. And I think that's going to be the total tale of the last 4 games of their season, is attempting to squeak out victories to try to make the playoffs. I think, even though I've predicted them in my playoff predictions, I think ultimately Manuel Sanders is going to mean more to them falling out of the playoffs than many people believe. So, that being said, I still don't have the stones to take the money line. Give me the 3.5 points.
And I think that everything Aaron just said is complete bullshit. Denver by whatever.
No, here we go.
I think this is a snoozer of a game. I think Denver rolls.
So 3.5 points.
So I'll do -9 for 3 points, or -1.
Well, tripling it would be
too much. Would be 10.5. I'll take the -9 for 3 points.
I say 10.5 for 3 points. If you triple the spread and you want triple the points, you got.
I'll give him 10.
Okay.
10.
10 for 3 points?
Yeah.
10 and 10.5 are the same thing.
No, because there's like a however many percent chance to
you
push.
should lose Denver minus whatever if you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, fine. 10 for 3 points.
All right, I'll take it.
Plus 3 or -1.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, cool. Cincinnati at the Clippers. Clippers coming off that big come-from-behind victory against Pittsburgh are massive favorites. I believe, without doing research, they are the biggest favorite of the week.
They are.
And they probably deserve to be, with the hapless Cincinnati Bengals coming in. Had 5-7 starting Jeff Driscoll, Louisiana Tech's finest. Although the Chargers are only 7-5 at home against this, or excuse me, 2-3 at home against the spread, 7-5 altogether. So it looks like they might actually be a better road team than inside that soccer stadium. Although I don't think Bengals fans will travel quite like Raiders, Broncos, and Chiefs fans do. So that being said, we have a 15-point spread, Emily. Total 48.5, and the Bengals are plus 700.
So I'm going to take the Chargers at -15, and that's going to be my lock of the week.
Holy fuck. All right.
So this is what I was going to say for the
Yeah.
New England money line game.
She don't want to hear it.
I was going to say take New England -8, make the Chargers money line your lock of the week, but no. All right.
Not sticking to her guns.
I like it. She's got the stones.
I'll tell you what, I propose, since she's taking the biggest spread, lock of the week, let's make it a 5, +5, -3 for her.
Okay.
I'll allow that.
All right, cool. Rock and roll. Nice job.
I totally know.
Hopefully, I
what you
won't
meant.
lose due
Yeah.
to that, but
Running out of time here.
yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers as well, minus the points. Yeah.
All right, I will take the Cincinnati Bengals plus 15 because what's my rule? Biggest spread of the week, lay the dog, and I will make this my blind bet.
So I am going to do what I was telling Emily to do and take the Clippers money line as lock of the week. Because that is the coward's way out, but it gets me 3 points. So, booyah.
He's doing a dance.
You married that.
I did.
Yeah.
That's why we just. That's why this is why we haven't decided to start filming our podcast.
It would be too sexy. You'd have an NC-17 rating. Oh god, there's a shimmy happening.
No, they can't be as too sexy if you go, oh God, at any point. Actually, we probably set up a camera in that corner and have it just face this
Yes.
way.
That's right.
That way you just know Spike's there. Have you ever seen Spike's bio on the website?
I can't say that I have.
There isn't one. It just says Spike's a mystery. And his picture with like a turban on his face.
Is it the masked intruder scarf?
No, it's the knit hat that has the beard and mustache attached to
How
it.
fitting
That
since he's
looks
a
like
knit.
yeah.
Yeah, because I have a red beard and mustache, and it's a red hat. Yeah.
So there you go. All right, Detroit at Arizona. Dirtface, you guys are a favorite.
Why? How the fuck?
3 points on the road. Total is 40 at this point. And let's see, does Arizona get... God damn it, they've been logged out due to inactivity.
I got Vegas inside.
What do we got money line-wise?
I think it's like 140.
I have plus 125 for Arizona.
Okay, so That being said, there is no bonus point available for that. So, Emily, Detroit -3, total 40.
I'm going to do Arizona +3.
Right on.
I'm going to take the over in this one.
Man.
I see Arizona putting up points and Detroit trying to claw from behind, and whatever happens. Stafford probably throws a pick six at them for it to go over.
I don't have a total yet, do I?
Yes, you do.
I do?
You took under in Baltimore, Kansas City.
That's right, I did. I'm siding with Felipe on this one. I'm taking the over 40 as well.
Ooh.
I think it's 23-20 final score. So it stays right around the magic number as well. I'm just not sure if which way I feel about the side.
Wow, my wife, the only one taking a pick on the side. I'm going under the 40 in this one. I think these are two incompetent offenses that struggle to put up points. I think
That's for damn sure.
I think a 17-14 game is very plausible. I'm taking under 40.
Fair enough. All right, we got Pittsburgh traveling to the Black Hole to face the Oakland Raiders. And currently, the Pittsburgh is a 10-point favorite at this point. The total is 51. Pittsburgh coming off of 2 straight losses. One, they blew a game, and 2, the second one they should have won. I would say they blew that game as well. Hard to see a team that Oakland really having the firepower to compete with Pittsburgh, but if the last 2 weeks are any indication, Pittsburgh is just as vulnerable as anybody else in the National Football League. Now, that being said, Emily, you got Pittsburgh -10. You have 51, and the Raiders are plus 475.
I'm going to take Oakland +10.
Have I used my blind bet yet?
You have not.
Oakland plus the 10 as my blind bet.
I am going to use Pittsburgh's money line as my lock of the week.
I think that actually makes sense in this spot because I think Pittsburgh can win, but I think without Connor, I think Oakland manages to actually string together a couple of drives and keep it close. I'm actually with Token and Emilio over here. I'm taking Oakland plus the 10. Why are you shaking your head? It's a good moniker for the show.
I just think Pittsburgh's desperate, and if they lose this game and somehow Baltimore actually squeaks out a win against Kansas City, Baltimore move into first place.
Ooh.
I like it.
So,
Ooh.
and I believe if you get first place in the AFC North, you make the playoffs, Spike.
Do you?
I think we need to look into that.
That's how that works.
That's a rule that needs to be changed.
Yeah, let's adjust. Yeah. All right, Philadelphia and Dallas. We have a 3-point spread in favor of the home team, so we all know how that works. 45.5 is the live total, and I believe Philly is getting plus 160 in this spot. So I would not have expected Philly to be that big of a moneyline dog. 6-6 for 7-5, effectively a battle for control of the division. Even though I believe Dallas would retain the tiebreaker at this moment. Nevertheless, they do not want to lose at home, where they are 5-1, straight up, and 4-2 against the spread. Emily.
I'm going with Philadelphia +3.
Cool beans.
I like Philly as well. I think Dallas is going to definitely struggle in this game, even at home. Philly on the money line.
I like Philly too, but I don't like Tony, so I'm going with Dallas -3. So give me the Cowboys minus the points.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on Dallas -3. I think they play too well at home, and I think Philadelphia has just been a little too wonky for me to put too much faith in them.
Is that Willy Wonky?
Yes.
Cool. All right. We move into the Sunday night game. I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Really? Self-reflection here, buddy. Take a second.
Wasn't me this time.
This is Token Tony's game of the week.
Yes.
The LA Rams traveling to Chicago. Many people believing that if Chicago can get a win, it's their quote-unquote coming out party.
Where are they coming out of?
I don't know.
Chicago?
Maybe they'll stay home because, baby, it's cold outside. Chicago is, Los Angeles is a 3-point road favorite. The total is 51 in this game. LA 11-1 has already clinched the NFC West. Many say that they still have a lot to play for because they need that number 1 seed. So I imagine they're still going to be playing hard. But it is supposed to be pretty damn cold in Chicago. So advantage Bears in that spot maybe. LA is 5-1 straight up against the spread. Chicago is 5-1 straight up, not against the spread. Wow, I lost my train of thought there. LA is 11-1, 5-1 on the road straight up, but Chicago is 5-1 at home against the spread.
There you go.
There we go.
Attaboy.
Tongue twister.
I am going to go with LA at -3.
What was the money line on Chicago?
Oh yeah, not good enough.
All right. Bears +3. I believe this one will be close. It could literally come down to an extra point being missed or blocked or whatever. I think Chicago might not win this game, but
Lazy dog.
cover the 3. So
Yeah, I would have taken the Bears money line if it was good enough. So it's not. So I'll take the +3 points as well. But I believe Chicago's going to win this game.
I do like Chicago in this spot, but there's just something nagging at the back of my head that says that the Rams are just...
Lice.
Oh, that could be it, actually. Been a couple of weeks since I've showered, so maybe it is lice.
I mean, that's actually not true at all. You smell way too bad not to shower for too long.
That is true. If I go about 6 hours without showering, I'm pretty rank.
Here, Huevos Rancheros, I can smell it from here.
Oh, fuck. Rams -3. Just move on to the next game.
All right, moving on to the last game. We've got about 3 minutes left.
Oh, my God. And we still need to do bold predictions.
Minnesota and Seattle. What do we have? Seattle -3, 45.5. And Vikings don't quite qualify for the money line.
Minnesota +3.
Seattle minus whatever, pretty much. I'm just going to take the -3, no alternate line on this, but I believe Seattle's more of the dominant team, especially at home, even against Minnesota.
All right, I'm taking over 45.5 in this spot.
I actually like the Vikings in this spot, plus the 3. I don't necessarily like them playing in Seattle, but I think Minnesota has enough to get it done.
All right, that's the games for Week 14. All right, it is bowl prediction time as we do every week. And Emily, you are going to start us off with bowl predictions. I'm sure Spike previewed how we do the bowl predictions. We all have to agree on what you are boldly predicting. So, rock and roll.
I am boldly predicting that Ben Roethlisberger gets sacked 5 or more times.
I am boldly predicting that no one heard you since you were not near the mic.
I am boldly predicting that Ben Roethlisberger gets sacked 5 or more times.
5 or more times. We good with that?
That works for me.
I'll allow it, yeah.
All right, rock and roll. Felipe.
David Johnson runs for 120 or more yards against my beloved Detroit Lions.
I was really hoping he'd say 120 exactly.
That'd be cool, but
Yeah.
that's not hard to do
I know.
against Detroit, but we'll allow it.
Yeah, that 120's fine.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, I think that's going to happen, especially if I need my over to hit. So, all right, so I am going to do the Adam Humphries experience. I like Adam Humphries. I think Tampa Bay really needs to re-sign him. I will say that Adam Humphries has 2 touchdown receptions this week.
Yeah, it works for me. I'm always willing to let somebody tank themselves on a white wide receiver.
I'll allow it too. I do like Humphries as a player, and I think he's got a lot of potential.
Ooh, or it can go white wide receivers combined for 4 touchdowns.
No.
No, definitely
White athletes.
There's some defensive
All right, fine.
side that
Adam
probably
Humphries.
have a good shot of scoring.
Adam Humphries, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, yeah, that's fine. I am saying that Lamar Jackson will throw for a ton of yards in this game. I will say 250 or more yards. And if you'll let me, I'll say 350 yards for an extra point.
Since he's on the shitter,
250 for 1, 350 for 2.
So this is a guy who has played like 3.5 games with 540 total passing yards thus far.
Yeah, I'm cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
You need some boner bonus.
That is true. I do need the boner bonus.
Can we boldly predict that if he throws for under 150, you lose a point?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right, so under 150 he loses one, 250 he gets one, 350 he gets two.
Yep.
All right, I like it.
All right, cool, rock and roll. That's all the time we have. So good luck in your Week 14 picks, whether you tail us or fade us or just completely go in a different direction. I'm predicting tail Emily this week because it's probably going to end up better than the three of us goons.
That's true.
For Spike, for Token Tony, for myself, for Emily, we appreciate you coming and being our guest picker. We will catch you on the next one.